3 characters are unlocked through Freddy in Space: Jacko Bonnie, Purple Guy, and Coffee. Jacko Bonnie is the default character you will get just by beating the game without getting either of the special achievements. You get Purple Guy if you manage to find all the cupcake power-ups, and Coffee if you beat the game without any power-ups. Each cupcake increases your firepower. There are 9 of them hidden throughout the game. In this playthrough, I will get all 9 to show you where they are. The game is divided into 3 sections. When you move into a different section, enemies respawn. You'll notice this when you come back through the first section after completing the second. You can use this to farm if you're low on health. At the end of the second section, you'll find a jump boost which allows you to access more areas. You can then get the final few cupcakes if that is your goal, and then go on to the third area. If your goal is to unlock Jacko Bonnie, the easiest way to do so is to grab all cupcakes as you go through the game, but then don't go all the way back to the beginning to get the one there. That way you'll have 8 of the 9 power-ups, which is still very powerful, but will unlock Jacko Bonnie rather than Purple Guy. The coffee run is definitely the hardest since you're not able to level yourself up at all. You need to be much more conservative on your health here because the third area and boss fight are very dangerous. You need to have at least enough health left to be able to take a few hits during the boss fight because it's very difficult to avoid getting hit. The best spot to fight the boss is to crouch in front of him, just out of reach of his claws. You can still hit him even with an unleveled weapon, and you're safe from both his claws and the turrets. The only thing that can hit you here is the moving laser on the ceiling, but if you came in with enough health and keep firing until the boss is dead, you should be able to survive. Foxy.exe is the simplest of the minigames. You're basically just walking through 3 rooms, trying to make it to the other side. The first room has absolutely no threat, so simply keep walking until you go on to the next. The way you're supposed to play this level is to walk forward until you see Withered Freddy, then quickly back off. However, he will only spawn after a certain amount of time walking. If you stop walking, the timer resets. That means you can either walk for a couple seconds, stop and repeat, or just spam D the entire time, making Bonnie do this interesting shuffle walk. Freddy will never appear, so you can beat this level easily. The third level, you walk until you see a cat. Once you get close enough, it will chase you, so then you have to hide behind one of these shapes until it passes. Note, however, that you have 3 lives. There is no penalty for losing a life or 2, just so long as you complete the game without losing all 3. That means if you haven't lost any lives up until this point, you are free to walk through the last cat or 2 if you wish, just to get the level done faster. You will still be awarded Nightmare Yon, who is the only character unlocked by this minigame. Foxy Fighters unlocks 2 characters, Chica and Nightmare BB. Chica is the default you get if you beat the game, but don't necessarily get a very high score. Nightmare BB is awarded for getting an A. You're scored by how many enemies you defeat and how much health you have left by the end. You'll occasionally see power-ups floating by which change your weapon type. My favorite weapon is the pink one, which gives you a steady stream that deals high damage. With this weapon, you can chill in the back and hit enemies even before they're on screen sometimes, minimizing how much of their fire you have to dodge. Staying near the top is the most ideal spot since that's where gear rats and chopping rolls spawn. You'll see me dodge around the other power-ups in this playthrough because I got what I wanted and didn't want to change it. However, you may find you like other weapons, so feel free to swap if you wish. It doesn't matter so much which weapon you have during the boss fight, just stay near the top left and focus on dodging. Souldozer will die regardless, and the mech crabs that spawn will be about in your firing range. You don't want to be low because of the large blaster at the bottom, and the top left spot is ideal for dodging the other types of weapons. If you want Chica rather than Nightmare BB, and have done fairly well up until the boss fight, one easy way to ensure you don't score an A is to run into Souldozer purposefully and drain your health a bit. Just don't overdo it, you still need to survive to win the game. That leads us to Chica's Magic Rainbow, the most frustrating of the minigames. I won't talk you through every step here because it's probably better just to watch. There are a few things that are important to note though. For one, keep track of the rainbow's position. When she shoots at you, you want to be in a position where she won't hit you immediately. That's why you'll notice I stand and wait a couple times, letting her catch up before proceeding. But at this first spot you can outrun her as I did here. Only try this if you're decently far ahead, and if you die, don't try it again. The rainbow's voice lines are important as well. While it might become annoying after a while, don't try to mute her unless you want a mad race to the finish line before she guns you down. She'll become increasingly fed up with you the more you die, and if it gets to that, you're in danger of failing. When she says this is your last chance, she means it. One more failure and you lose. This spot at the end can be tricky if you don't know what you're doing. Run forward until you hear a trigger sound, then immediately turn around and jump for the platform, then up and over the logs as they arrive. Your timing needs to be fairly precise. Then when you reach these flowers, jump right at the first flower and keep moving. When you jump on this last platform, don't move too far forward until you jump again. You have to trigger the logs while in the air to make it over them. The last bit is a mad dash for the finish. If you're well ahead of the rainbow, you'll have a better chance, but you can't count on that. If you can, run and don't stop. If the eyes get too close, you may be able to fake them out, but it's tricky. They'll get destroyed when the fences pop up, so you can use that as necessary. Beating the game without a good time unlocks Dude, and doing it in under 3 minutes unlocks Mr. Chipper.